What is going on, people? Just got done watching a movie, so if you couldn't tell by the title, this will be a review of said movie that I just finished watching. Yeah. But anyway, today I went to Chiller Theater in Jersey, for those of you who don't know. It's one of those convention halls and such. And I was going around looking for different movies. Came across this one table and bought this movie here. And again, if you couldn't tell by the title, it is Dickshark. Yes, Dickshark. Starring, well, actually it's written and directed by Bill Zebub. Very interesting name. Starring Aaron Brown, Rachel Crow, Scarlett Storm, Linda Lalel, I can't speak. Again, when I mess up people's last name, it's because I suck at pronouncing last names. Kayla Brown, Chrissy Lynn, Kathy Rice, Andrea Hall, Sherry Medulla, among many others. That's a whole list of people. Pretty much what this movie is. One of those, was at a table, and I actually talked to the guy, saying, it's definitely different. It is different than most movies I've seen, It is a low-budget, independent kind of movie. Pretty much what the synopsis of this one is right in the beginning, you see this couple getting ready to get it on. And the husband comes out and says, well, he put this lubrication on his junk, and it made it soft and malleable. Don't ask me why he wasn't freaking out, but he's like, well, now it feels like clay. So the wife's like, oh, how about you make it into, well, since it's clay, you could probably mold it. Let's make it into something, that will definitely work for the situation that we're about to get done. And he comes back out, and he's got a dick shark, or a shark. Well, his dick is now in the shape of a shark. They're trying to figure out how to do this. It's not really working. He has to go to the bathroom. He goes into the bathroom, and the shark bites off his fingers. So the wife decides to shoot the shark, dick, I guess, and then they cut it off, and they throw it down the toilet, and you find out that not only does he die because she shot him in the junk, and it, was pretty much his dick, he ends up dying. She ends up dying by a gunshot wound. So throughout the entire movie, you're trying to find out what the hell happened to this shark that is still now alive. It's a dick shark. So in this movie, pretty much you go from scene to scene. The one guy trying to figure out how to attract this shark again so he can study it. He's like a persuado, I guess you want to call it, scientist. In this movie, let me just say there's a lot of dialogue. Some was hilarious. Some kind of went a little too long, not going to lie. But for the most part, I was laughing at some of this. Like, literally, there's a conversation going between two people, and it's ridiculous, but funny at the same time. Funny, ridiculous, I guess you want to call it. There's a lot of that, and there's also a lot of nudity. But the thing is, with this nudity, usually, you get, boobs, and sometimes you get lower nudity. Well, this is like extreme close-up kind of nudity. I wasn't expecting it, to tell you the truth. But in certain scenes, you get extremely up-close and personal with the female genitalia, which, I wasn't complaining too much. But it's definitely a little different than most that I watch. But I can see it reaching a certain kind of audience. I know probably people have it, own it, and probably enjoy it. Again, it's different than most. You don't see a lot of blood. You don't see a lot of gore. It's more like sexual horror, I guess you want to call it. I can't even say if you can call it horror either. But it's this shark that is a penis. And it grows, and then it shrinks. It's different. You just got to watch it. It's definitely one of those movies that it's definitely going to attract a certain crowd, which I know it definitely will, and people will, again, get intrigued and impressed by it, I must say. Like I said, there's certain scenes that I was cracking up at because just the context and whatever definitely made me laugh. But then there's others where it kind of fell stale, I guess you want to call it. But for the most part, for being a movie that I'm not into, generally, I guess you want to call it, like I don't own a whole bunch of these types of movie in my collection, it kept me entertained. It is a rather long movie, actually. It's over 2 hours. But it kept me intrigued and entertained for the most part. So if you're into, I have to pick it up because it actually fell out of my hand. But if you're intrigued, if you're whatever, Dickshark, go to BillZebub.com, and he's got a whole bunch of his other movies on there. I got a bunch, two other ones actually from Chiller. I got these two here. I got Scienceless Fiction and 50 Shades of Scarlet. So I'm going to go ahead and check these out probably right after this. But for those, like I said, independent, very sexually independent movie, go ahead, check out Dickshark. Like I said, it's very interesting. It's different than I usually watch, but for the most part, it kept me entertained. So, yeah, I guess that's about it. So until I'll watch one of these movies, maybe I'll give a review for it, or sooner or later I'll be doing other reviews. But hopefully you enjoyed this review. Go ahead, check out Dickshark. There it is, Dickshark. And that's pretty much what it looks like, and then it grows and everything. This is pretty much from the first scene of the movie. She's trying to figure out how to kind of engage this said thing. So, very interesting, very different, a lot of nudity, very up close and personal nudity, but I enjoyed it. So, Dickshark, go ahead, check that out again. I'll leave the link to his website down there so you can go ahead and check his other things out. So, until next time, I'll see you guys.